Before we begin the video, please read this manga as this video will contain spoilers, and I'd hate to take away your first experience with this manga by you watching this video. To this day, I'm deeply saddened and disappointed that this manga was axed. Kuzumi Taiga is the protagonist of this story. He gets into a magical high school called Seinagi High under special circumstances, but Taiga cannot use magic. He's also regarded as the strongest student in school, so the series follows him getting into situations he has to solve without magic. The first chapter has Taiga sneaking into the school to search for a girl. He quickly finds out people there can use magic, and he uses his wit and brute strength to beat the students. Taiga gets cornered in the classroom by the most powerful magic teacher, and through luck and wit, he beats him and gets the title the strongest first year. And that's basically the first chapter in a nutshell. The series gets more interesting as it goes on. At one point during the first chapter, we have a foreshadowing of Taiga not remembering anything during the entrance exam, and it's all explained later in a later arc. Let's talk more about the characters, as I feel they are what makes the series really fun and engaging in the first place. Kuzumi Taiga is like most shonen protagonists in the time the manga was made. Taiga is a kind boy at heart, although a little rough on the surface. He cares about other people, putting them before himself, and never taking advantage of others. An example of his personality shining through is at the end of the Magic Cave arc. Quick summary, Taiga and his two friends have to search for a rare herb at the end of the cave, and after trials and tribulations, they made it to the end. There is only two exits. Two can teleport out of the cave safely while the two has to traverse the cave back alone. Taiga just hits the girls into the exits and even mentions their safety comes first, even if they do end up hating him. And yeah, he's also in love with a girl named Aika. She's the girl and reason Taiga trespassed in the school to begin with in the first chapter. Aika is a kind-hearted and clumsy girl who will uncontrollably laugh at any joke you say at her. Seriously, say a dad joke and she will laugh at it. Knock knock, why did the chicken cross the road? Egg. Yeah, I'd fall for her too. Imagine someone who laughs at all your jokes. Well, anyways, Aika's dad is one of my favorite, if not my favorite character in the series. The man who let Taiga in the school and inevitably let him cause trouble. Drum roll, please. Daddy Hiragi. I'll call him Daddy Hiragi from now on because of the translation I read also called him that. Also, I think it just fits him very well. Daddy Hiragi is the strongest and most respected magic teacher in Tsunagi High. That's why when Taiga was seen beating him, everyone else thought that Taiga was the strongest student. Daddy Hiragi is really protective when it comes to his daughter, Aika. He is a loving and doting father, brought by the fact that his wife passed away. On his first appearance, he gave off a strong aura, like he meant business. He saw Taiga trying to climb over the fence and thought he was trying to escape the school. And this is what happened. Since Taiga isn't a student there and doesn't have a magic plate, more on those later, he bounces off the school's barrier. The teacher then fuses their hands together and Taiga gets through. You can see he's sort of a dunce sometimes. He brought in a very suspicious guy inside the school. The guy escaped and beat him up and started running amok and beating up other students. Beats you up again and destroys a classroom via explosion. Now that's one hell of a screw up, Daddy Hiragi. Oh yeah, the guy stole his golden magic plate too, making it look like he's a gold plate user. But what are magic plates? Before we answer the question, magic is the power system in this world, or at the very least, the hidden power system. You see, in the world of MXO, the title of the manga by the way, there are a handful of spots in the world with strong magical waves called magic zones, and Mount Seinagi where Seinagi High is built is one of them. Magic is the ability to control the magical phenomenon inside those zones as the manga says. Basically meaning magic zones is like the house and magic is electricity. Now that we know all of that, what are magic plates? To me, magic plates are like the electrical appliances, like televisions or phones. And I just copied that straight out of Jujutsu Kaisen. Well, it's ending anyway, so whatever. There are various magical plates, with red being the weakest, only able to handle a limited amount of magic, meaning you can only use a short amount of spells, and gold being the strongest, being for advanced magic users, usually held by teachers. The magical plates contain magical points, which are used to cast spells. For example, let's say you want to cast a duplication spell that uses up 10 magic points, and your plate only has 20 points. When you cast it, it will use up 10 of those points, leaving you with only 10 magic points. Now, how do you learn spells? It's actually quite simple. You just gotta read it out to the magic plate and it will record it. You can cast it by saying the name of the spell. Unfortunately, Taiga doesn't have a magic plate of his own. In the beginning, he just had a dummy plate that was painted to look like a gold plate, and bluffs his way out or just uses brute strength out of situations. But when he loses it down the train, he searched for it for days. You see, magic plates are very important. If he loses it, even if it's a dummy plate, he will get expelled. Taiga searched and searched and searched. Even with the help of Aika, I still couldn't find it. I guess that's it. Series is over and Taiga is expelled. Oh wait, actually, there's a lot more chapters. Yeah, fortunately, Taiga was never gonna get expelled. He was told that just to teach him a lesson of how important a magical plate is. Now, if you think that's kinda biased, let me explain how he lost his plate in the first place. A couple of students have been stealing other students' plates. Taiga confronts them, and in the battle, his plate gets thrown into a drain and loses it. The students who were stealing the plates were expelled and got their memories erased. Fortunately for Taiga though, he only learned a valuable lesson. He also gets something unique. He gets the Mo plate. The Mo plate is the template for all magical plates, being below red plate, the weakest red plate. The red plate is the one given to all beginners. The Mo plate can cancel out any magic like Asta's sword, but it cancels magic out depending on the magic points. For example, if the Mo plate is used to cancel a spell that was worth 10 points, then it will use up 10 points to cancel that. But if you use too much, it can never be ranked up, and that's a problem, you see. When the plate is ranked up to a gold plate, the user can wish for anything they want like in Dragon Ball. Taiga's wish is to let Aika meet her mother again, so he must use the Mo card sparingly. Although some inconsistency with the plot later comes out because of this. Like I said in the beginning of the video, unfortunately the manga was axed due to low ratings and poor volume sales. The manga ended abruptly at chapter 99, and that really is such a shame. I can see the potential of this manga, similar to Welcome to Demon School Irumakun, which is also a very good manga that I'll make a video about in the future. This was one of the first manga I've read and found that it got axed. I felt angry, sad, betrayed, and confused. How could they do this to me? But now, in the future, I've come to accept it. The series ended a long time ago in 2008, so the chances of it coming back is extremely low. The characters I fell in love with, the adventures I went with them, the funny gags and jokes thrown around is something that will forever be burned into my memory. But I think I can understand a little to why it was axed. After the Magic Class battle arc, the plot became a little boring. Sure, there was some stakes to it, but it never really felt like it was going anywhere. Like during the cultural festival arc, explosives have been placed around the school, and if Taiga and his friends loses any of the games, the explosives will ruin the whole festival. I'm sure it's tense for Taiga and his friends, but throughout the series, we see Taiga win over and over again, overcoming any obstacles like a hero would. But is that the reason why it feels like this series has lost its magic? It felt just like another villain of the week story. Taiga will ultimately beat the villain and disarm all the bombs. While the build-up to the villain's reveal was a little boring, the climax of the arc was not boring to say the least. And now, after finishing the series for the second time in my life, a sense of emptiness and disappointment has filled me up again like when I watched the Umbrella Academy's ending. Albeit just a tad bit less with the emotional eating and staring at the wall. Like Nemo drawn to the anglerfish, I kept on swimming to the light knowing what the end lies for me. Disappointment and anguish. Like unsubscribe for more.